What's up, guys? ArtistVersion1 here, and welcome back to another edition of the three-way dance. And of course, you can't have the three-way dance unless there's three of us. So joining me, as always, is Shelby, aka Shubs,
Hey, yo.
and as always, Nick.
Hello.
You want to try that again, there, Mr. Roboto?
Hello.
There we go. All right, we have a packed show here tonight. We have some news you need to get to. We're going to talk about Wrestlemania Backlash there, but a couple little things I want to mention here first. First things first, somebody asked, hey, where's our Apple backlog? Because I did submit us to Apple and we were accepted. But here's the thing, a lot of stuff goes on, I guess, quote unquote, behind the scenes when you are an Apple podcast. There's a hosting site. There's all this stuff, and you're granted room and bandwidth, all this stuff, and that was stuff that I apparently was unprepared for because I was the one doing all that, and apparently there's also money involved as well. And while Shelby here was actually going to bankroll, so to speak, the money that we needed for the Apple podcast, it was just something that we're not even for sure if this is going to catch on. I mean, like, we're not even cracking 100 views on the YouTube and such. We're getting there, though. I think last week's episode was our most listened to episode there. So we're getting there. So I went ahead and removed us from Apple because, I was going to go ahead and pony up the money for us to continue on Apple, but they wanted a one large sum payment right up front. And that was just something I cannot do. And that's when Shelby was like, I'll do it. Because, this is not our full-time gig. Shelby works full-time. I work. Nick is still recovering, I believe, from a car accident he had a year and a half ago now.
2.5.
Oh, is it 2.5? Has it really been 2 years?
Long fucking time.
Oh, my God. I thought it was like a year and a half, man.
No.
So, this is not like our full-time thing. So it's just not something... we don't, now if we're getting like 200, 300, 400 views a week on the show, maybe, maybe something we pump money into and see what happens. And also, not really an update, so to speak, but I just want to mention a little something that happened last night. I kind of told you guys about it, but I want to mention it to them because I'm actually going to go on my other Facebook account. I'm going to send them this and let them know that I talked about it. But as some guys know here, I've gotten into collecting wrestling autographs. And there are many, see, they already know where I'm going. There are many great groups on Facebook that you can go and collect these autographs. I mean, you have Sky High Memorabilia and Signatures. You have Superstar, signed by Superstars. And I recently just bought from Big Time Wrestling. I believe that's the name of the group. Plus, there's some I haven't even got to go to yet. But there was one that I haven't really known much about them last night, so I figured I'd tune in. And that was a Gimmick Tree Entertainment or Gimmick Tree Wrestling. I don't know. I didn't really their name because they suck. He did like the whole show with a fucking pencil in his mouth. And so the whole show was like, okay, guys, so this is what I have up next for Vic. So we're going to do it. So all of these shows that I go into, they know I have a dark sense of humor. So they recently had Sid Justice for a live signing. And I went in there and asked if they had the Sid signed scissors.
Try and say that 5 times fast.
I know. Sid signed scissors. 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 Hey, there we go.
Hey, you did it.
I know, right? Which, if anybody knows the story, there was once an argument between Arn Anderson and Sid, and Arn Anderson stabbed that fucker a lot with a pair of scissors. So therein lies the dark joke. Well, this guy did not take very kindly to the joke and right away wanted to kick me from his room. So I right away deleted the comment. I was like, okay, my dark humor is not going to be appreciated here. Okay. So I waited a couple minutes and was like, all right, you know what? Let me apologize because I might want to do business here. They had some cool stuff. They had a Jack's honky tonk man, like the ringside collector, like the ringside edition honky tonk man still in the package. So I was like, oh, I might want to bid on that. So I was like, all right, you know what? So I left a message saying, hey, man, it was just a joke. Apparently it didn't go over. My apologies. And the guy looked at the comment and he said, oh, okay. So I was like, oh, okay, we're all square, So the guy starts selling figures, classic figures and such. I was like, you know what? there's actually a classic figure I've been wanting. You know, I've been wanting the classic Andy Kaufman figure for like eons. So I typed in there. I was like, hey, you wouldn't happen to have the classic Andy Kaufman figure laying around, do you? This motherfucker blocked me over the Sid Scissors comment. I was just like, really, asshole? You got that butthurt about it. I can understand if I messaged them before. Yeah, I can understand if I messaged them like beforehand and it was just like, hey, tell Sid to have a great show and to break a leg. You know, then I can understand him being a little upset. Yeah.
Even then, it's still stupid. Like
every room that I've done the Sid Scissors jokes in has gone over. Like, I think the Big Time Wrestling, the first time I whipped that out, and they were just like, no, we don't have Sid Scissors, but we do have the Arn Anderson squeegee. See, you see, that guy got it. Big Time Wrestling got it. So, Gimmick Tree Entertainment or Gimmick Tree Wrestling, whatever the fuck your stupid fucking Facebook page is, whatever. Yeah, you did the whole show like this anyway with a fucking pencil in your mouth where nobody can understand you. Whatever, you know. Fuck it. I just wanted to tell that story because it was just stupid. You got so fucking buttered over it like you were fucking Sid's husband or some shit, or Sid's wife.
Maybe he's his fluffer.
Sid's fluffer. Oh my god. All right, so there's nice little bonus stories there. Apple update and the Gimmick Tree story. So let's get into the news cycles here, and I actually added a little extra story there just in case, because sometimes we go a little short with some of the stories here. So the first one I want to talk about here is our favorite tag team, Team Titties, has finally won the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. And what's interesting from that story is that Tamina, after 11 years in the WWE, has finally won her first piece of WWE Gold. So I don't think Shelby's a big fan of either of the women's tag team titles, but I know Nick is. We're at least a fan of the WWE ones, at least. So, Nick, how are we feeling about Team Titties, as we like to call them?
I saw the match on Friday. Yeah, it was Friday.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the match. I was glad to see them win. It's cool to think that Tamina's initial debut was as valet for the Usos as they went to take out the Hart Dynasty, as they were valeted by Natalya. So it's kind of a neat little kind of wrap up the little story in a bow there. And now they're tag champions together. And I think that versus all the other tag teams in the women's division right now, or lack thereof, I think they were probably the best choice to have belts or to beat Shayna and Nia.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I love Nia Jax as much as the next person. I know she doesn't have a lot of fans out there, but I mean, I've said it once, I said it again. She has pretty eyes. I love the hair and shit like that. That's probably why I like Nia Jax. But I think it was time to get the titles off of those two. I think it was about time. And if it wasn't going to be Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose, which it seemed like they were teasing that for a while, then I'm glad it was Tamina and Natalya, because especially Tamina, because how she hasn't landed a pink slip, is beyond me. Again, not to say that there's anything against Tamina. I'm just surprised that she's made it 11 years in the company and hasn't landed herself in the unemployment line. So I'm glad that they're finally giving her something.
See, I think about her being there 11 years and not landing in the unemployment line. But every time I do, I remember who her family is. And I'm like, oh, well,
yeah. So, Natalya and Tamina, or aka Team Titties, this one's for you. All right, so let's get on to the next bit of news here, and that is some pay-per-view news. Hell in a Cell looks like it's going to be swapping dates with Extreme Rules.
Yeah,
Money in the Bank.
No. Usually Extreme Rules takes place next, and Hell in a Cell takes place in October. And now it's going to be Extreme Rules in October and Hell in a Cell in June.
Yeah, because Money in the Bank usually happens in July.
But I thought I read Hell in a Cell June, Extreme Rules July, Money in the Bank.
No, Money in the Bank
because they could have more fans in October versus than in July.
Well, fucker, you read wrong. Because it's going to be Money in the Bank is July, and Extreme Rules is going to be in October.
Fair enough. And that means we're getting the horror show at Extreme Rules.
And that's
again.
a drink, I believe.
Oh, wow.
We're not playing the fair enough drinking game tonight.
Oh, I thought that was every podcast.
I thought that only applied for Shelby, though.
Yeah, and that rule only applies to you, really. Because you're the one that
Oh.
uses it all the fuck time.
This is true.
So the question is, like, I'm kind of used to Hell in a Cell being in October. Like, when I saw the commercial for it during Backlash, and don't mention anything about Backlash, we'll get to Backlash. But when I saw the commercial for it during Backlash, I was just like, why are they already pimping out Hell in a Cell? That's not till fucking October. And then it was just like June 20th. I'm like, wait, what?
I don't like these gimmick pay-per-views. I just don't. Like, Hell in a Cell should be something that you work to.
That's how I feel.
Instead of having it, like, you know, at a certain time every year, and I know the date's switching, but to have like a whole pay-per-view that's themed Hell in a Cell, it doesn't feel that special anymore. It just feels like another match.
Well, I mean, it could be worse. It could be every match inside Hell in a Cell.
Well, this is true, and I mean, they've done, what's the most they've done? 3 in one night?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, that's too much. 2's too much. Which
2 is
we're
too
probably
much. No.
Well, you kind of kill it.
Is too much.
What?
The damn red cell is too much.
Oh yeah, 100%. They should just go back to the old school
classic steel.
Yeah,
That red thing. I
don't know. The red doesn't bother me, but
whatever. The red gives me the Terror Dome vibe from TNA, like whatever that thing was.
Yeah, the Terror Dome.
It looked like a jungle gym on a playground.
Yeah, Terror Dome.
Yeah, the Terror Dome. That's what it gives me the vibe of. Hell in the Cell. I mean, I just question what matches they're putting in there because,
I think I know
Side
one.
note, though, I do want to mention that Money in the Bank, they said they are debating about having fans, which disappoints me because that means we're not going to see Money in the Bank inside WWE headquarters again. And I got to say that disappoints me.
I don't think that needs to be done again.
I
think that was a good one-time thing. I'm going to get a lot of that, I think.
Every
go out on a limb.
I love the Money in the Bank inside WWE headquarters. I thought it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, but how do you? It was a lot of fun, but there's only so many times you can go to that well. That's more. We've already seen the inside now.
Yeah, but
why do we need to see
WWE headquarters is a huge fucking building. I'm pretty sure there's many places they did not go in that building.
Look, I don't think we need it in the building again. And let's remember, Otis won the match by catching the briefcase. He caught it. He didn't climb the ladder. He caught it. We knew that whoever was thrown off the top, I even forget that at this point, landed on
Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio.
They landed on splash pads, not splash, whatever those are, crash mats or whatever they call.
No, man, they died.
Oh yeah,
because that's what happens when you throw somebody off a fucking roof. They die.
Yeah, but I mean, what was the thing they used? They landed on an external ledge.
Yeah, something like that. It was only
which I still don't know if I do that bump. Just the fact that you're getting thrown over the side of the building, I don't know, man.
That's when I'm like done.
Yeah. I mean, without actually seeing it, we don't really know. But even if they just like made something to catch them for that one purpose and then took it off the next day, there's no way I'm taking that bump. I'm not trusting anything.
Alrighty. So let's move on to this one I found kind of interesting. So I just want to hear, your guys' opinion on it. And that is Jinder Mahal was actually interviewed. And I mean, I don't know if it was sour grapes / butthurt, but he believes that his WWE title reign was not as, quote, celebrated as Drew McIntyre's.
It shouldn't be celebrated. He was a heel.
Well, no, I mean, by which I mean they share a similar story. Jinder Mahal started in WWE, was let go, came back, became WWE champion. Drew McIntyre started WWE, didn't really go anywhere, was let go, came back, became WWE champion, and now like Drew McIntyre is one of the faces of the company, where Jinder Mahal kind of was, goes kind of like, well, there's a viewer question that kind of relates to this later. But so I guess my question to y'all is, do y'all think that, and also one of his quotes is that he laid the blueprint for Drew McIntyre's title reign. Do you guys agree with that?
No,
No,
not a chance.
no. So
I'm not taking anything away from Jinder Mahal, but not a chance.
Jinder Mahal was given the championship on the basis of expansion to India, which did not happen at the time. Ratings fell short, continued to fall short. He could not portray the role of champion after being off TV for that long. Thus, why they took it off him before Survivor Series, as they had billed Mahal versus Lesnar. They took it off of Mahal. There's a reason why he dropped back down the card. He was given the ball to run with it. He didn't quite run. It was like a slow jog. McIntyre, the way in the land of WWE, where like in terms of storylines, McIntyre, the storyline was always he was the chosen one. He didn't live up to that. He was gone. Well, he was gone. He did what he could to climb back up the ladder. Went through NXT, won the NXT championship, came to the main roster, dealt with all the crap again to get to the Rumble, eliminate Brock from the Rumble, and go on to be Brock at WrestleMania. The story, like, you cannot compare the storylines, and because in WWE lore, the storyline is what matters. Gender is out of line in this.
Okay.
I say that like he's gonna listen to it, but no.
Well, I'm just saying, I was just curious what you guys, because I read that and I was like, that's an interesting way to look at it. Because in a way, I mean, it's kind of right. Like when Jinder Mahal left, came back, became WWE champion, which was out of nowhere, But like when Drew McIntyre did it, people were like, oh my God, he was fired and came back. Now he's WWE champion. People like acted like it was the second coming of Christ. But when Jinder Mahal did it, it was just like, oh my God, Jinder Mahal's champion. Holy shit, how did this happen?
You
like,
said it right there. He won it out of nowhere. That was another problem. They didn't build him. He moved to SmackDown. Exactly. He won was it a Battle Royal or something?
No, it was
a six-pack challenge.
Yeah, six-way.
Six-pack. Yeah. Okay, he wins a six-pack challenge, and then all of a sudden he's basically WWE champion. It's like that didn't make any sense. With Drew McIntyre, like Nick said, they built him up in NXT. They built him up on Raw. It took him a while to get there on Raw, but he got there. He won the Royal Rumble. Did Jinder Mahal win a Royal Rumble? No. Jinder Mahal has a WWE title reign and United States title reign. That's all I can really think of off the top of my head.
24/7 title reign.
Yeah, because that counts.
So does Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah. And that Old Spice guy.
Yeah.
It's not. He at least works for the company. He at least trains in NXT.
Yeah. Not taking anything away from Jinder Mahal and whatever, but that, I disagree with that.
I'm taking something away from Jinder Mahal. Fuck him.
Damn. Did Jinder Mahal kill your dog or something? Or
him a big shanky beard.
Did Jinder Mahal kill your dog or something? Like, damn, man.
I don't have a dog.
Jinder Mahal here.
I don't have a dog. I just don't like Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal pissed in his cornflakes this morning.
I eat Frosted Flakes, thank you.
And some rare AAA news on here. Announced today, Andrade, former WWE superstar, will be challenging for the AAA Mega Championship at Triple Mania. What is it, 14 now?
Sure.
I can't remember which Triple Mania it is.
I saw it and I don't remember. I saw the post.
Yeah, I saw the number 2, but I can't remember. But the next Triple Mania, we'll say, Andrade will be challenging for the AAA Mega Championship against Kenny Omega. And I'm excited for this match. I'm curious what you guys think about this match. Because you guys are pretty anti-Omega.
I love me some Andrade. I was like, I hope Andrade whoops his ass and takes the belt, and that's the start of the fall of Belt Collector. So
regardless of what happens, whoever wins, whoever loses, and I think this is going to be a pretty good match. Regardless.
Oh yeah.
It probably won't be as good as it won't be no Omega or Okada, but it's going to be
as much as I hate my finger bang. It's
McFinger bang.
He's just so.
Yeah. No, I'll
He
agree with that.
overacts. He's overrated.
Andrade should win. I don't watch a lot of AAA. I probably won't go out of my way to watch this match. Whatever. Yeah, probably. But
no, they've built him as Andrade. He's allowed to use the Andrade name. He just can't. From what I've read, he's allowed to use the Andrade Almas name, but he can't use the CN.
Well, they didn't fucking use it in WWE really anyway. So
yeah. Well, they used it for a little while, but then it wasn't working.
It's kind of stupid. Andrade. That's all it needs to be, right?
Yeah.
He should win. I mean, he used to wear a mask too.
Yeah.
La Sombra.
When he was La Sombra.
So if he's gonna be Andrade, I think it'd be kind of cool just to be Andrade and not wear the mask, and But
then when he was Andrade, he would wear a mask like in his entrance.
At like special events, like takeovers and shit.
And speaking of Andrade, his quote-unquote former business associate, Zelina Vega might be gearing up for a return to the WWE. As publicly known, she was fired, not released, not she left on her own accord, not, hey, goodbye, everybody, I gotta go. She was fucking fired back last May, I believe, due to her wanting to continue to do Twitch, OnlyFans, and Cameo. And the ironic thing about it is that she's been inactive on Twitch for 3 months now. So Zelina Vega coming back, yay or nay?
Yay.
Conditional yay if she is put with Aleister Black.
Nah.
They would have to do a lot of,
Aleister Black doesn't really need a manager, nonetheless. Yeah. Like, he doesn't need a mouthpiece. He's a babyface, is he not?
No. Have you seen the recent vignettes?
Yeah, he's still coming back as heel, yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't, actually. I mean, if he's a heel, then it could work, but I don't know. I don't really see Zelina and Aleister Black.
Would you prefer her go with Garza again and just be ruined? And then
I would prefer her to just be Zelina Vega. I would prefer her to be just Zelina Vega by herself and a singles competitor.
Go to NXT.
NXT could be good.
Okay, yeah, I could work with that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and news coming out of the Evolution.
God.
No, I'm kidding. I just want to hear a reaction. All right, no, but the last Eva Marie.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay. And the last bit of news here, probably one of the I thought would be bigger news coming out of the weekend, but it's kind of been slept on a little bit. But guys, we lost a real one this weekend.
Oh man,
we lost We lost New Jack this weekend. New Jack, 58 years old, apparently died of a heart attack this weekend in his home in North Carolina, a.k.a. real name Jerome Young, known for his super violence in ECW, role in Beyond the Mat, where he attempted to become an actor for a little bit. So, New Jack, gone. I guess, memories of New Jack. Because the funny thing is, we just referenced New Jack. I think we referenced New Jack on like the last 3 shows, I think.
Oh, because we were talking about the Eric Young thing.
Yeah, the Shark Boy thing.
Shark Boy, sorry, yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know. He wasn't a good man. I'm not going to feel sorry for him. He did a lot of stupid things. But holy shit, was he over as a heel. Just a bad motherfucker. That's for sure.
One of my favorite New Jack things ever was a long time ago, like before, podcasting was like, even like, I believe was like the word podcasting was even in the vernacular, was there was this internet show called Reality of Wrestling that I used to listen to, and it was hosted by a guy named Chris Cash and his co-host Nick, I forgot his last name, but I know the co-host name is Nick, and every week they would, do a wrestling show, kind of like we're doing now, but they would have a guest, and one week they were going to have New Jack, and they would do like some bullshit before, then they'd bring their guest in and so forth like that. Well, they had the funny idea before bringing New Jack on, if they could call New Jack the N-word, for fun.
Yeah. Okay.
So they went to the ad break. And they're like, hey, when we come back from the ad break, we'll have New Jack on. So the ad break comes, they come back, and Chris Cash, the host, is sitting there, and he is just like, yeah, so we're supposed to have New Jack now, but something happened during the ad break. And what happened during the ad break is that they called New Jack for the interview, at their designated time. And they asked him, like, hey, we think it'd be funny on air if, I called you the N-word just for fun, blah, 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 ha, ha, ha. Well, if anybody knows New Jack and has seen his shoots or anything like that, New Jack did not take very kindly to this idea.
Why would they even think of that?
So,
of course, he's not going to like it.
Now, this clip used to be online, but now it's gone, and I'm pissed that I can never find it. But what happened next was great because New Jack hangs up on him. So the host calls back, Chris Cash, and he's just like, hey, are we still going to do this interview? He's like, and New Jack says, see, this is why I don't give out my phone number to people like you. Click, and hangs up again. So obviously New Jack wants nothing to do with this interview anymore. So finally, Chris Cash calls back again, and what happens next is probably the greatest thing I've ever heard on the internet by a wrestler, and that is he calls again, and he's just like, and New Jack just says, yeah. And Chris Cash is like, is this how you're going to be now? And he's just like, listen to me. And New Jack says, listen to me, you fucking mark. This is why I don't give my phone number out. You want to call me and ask, hey, New Jack, can we call you the N-word on the radio because we've been drinking all day? Listen to me, you fucking mark. Don't ever call me again. Go fuck your mother and have retarded children. Fuck you. which I mean, like, I didn't know a lot about New Jack at the time, but after that I became like the biggest New Jack fan because that was the greatest thing I ever heard. Because he said, go fuck your mother and have retarded children, which was like, how do you like if you're in an argument with somebody and somebody says that to you, like what do you come back with? Like, Gaylord? Like what do you come back with after that?
Yeah, what's your comeback?
Yeah, so that is like my favorite New Jack like moment ever. I mean, he had great shoot interviews. I will say some of his matches. I will say I don't really remember any of his matches. He was just great.
Neither do I.
Yeah, his shoot interviews were great to listen to. The stuff with Shark Boy, like I mentioned before, awesome stuff. I mean, Shelby has a different opinion, but I think we lost a real one. We lost an OG and New Jack.
One of the best things I ever saw involving New Jack was there was three of them in the shoot. It was New Jack, Honky Tonk Man, and the Iron Sheik.
Okay.
And they were talking about how, I guess they were having a party or something, or it was after a show, like an indie show or a signing or like a WrestleCon or something. And New Jack and Honky Tonk Man, I think, were trying to mess with the Iron Sheik, so they hit his crack pipe. And so they're talking about this story about how Sheik was freaking out because he couldn't find his pipe. New Jack and Honky Tonk Man had hid it under the bed, but then they forgot where they put it, so they couldn't tell him where they put it. Months later, like, they had a call or something like that. They found this pipe, like from the hotel chain, that they found this pipe, wondering if they wanted to claim it. Like, it was this like glassware with this like funky design. It had this weird residue in it. They didn't know what it was.
How the hell do you not know?
Well, I mean, if you're an innocent hotel, like,
I guess I don't know. A crack pipe,
like,
just I don't know.
It was just so funny though. Like, Sheik freaks out. He's just like, "You fuckers! You hit my pipe. Everything go crazy. I have no rock." New Jack's like, "What the fuck? This motherfucker! We hit his pipe, and then we forgot where it was. And months later, like, it just kept going. Oh, well, and then
I remember that interview. The only thing I remember from that interview is the interviewer like coughing, and like Honky Tonk Man just kept offering the interviewer like, "Hey, you want to hit this Gatorade right here? You want to hit this?" I don't know why. Now, like whenever I say like, hey, you want to hit this Diet Coke? I'm referring to that. But damn it, regardless of what Shelby says, god damn it, I'm gonna miss New Jack, man.
The Dark Side of the Ring episode was good too.
Yeah. So, all right, so that was the news for the week. There, a little couple extra stories there. So now it's time to go on to our favorite game, and that is It Came From eBay. Yes. Oh yes, It Came From eBay. Our favorite game. Yeah. Okay, calm down. Okay. All right. So let's find some here. All right, so this one right here. Do you guys remember the WWF Bend-Ems?
What?
Yeah.
The Bend-Ems, like the little rubber. They were like
okay.
They were like the little rubber toys.
Yeah.
Well, this right here is a WWF Kane Bend-Em, but this is actually a rare Bend-Em because sometimes when you got the Bend-Ems, all you got was just your Bend-Em action figure, and like if you cut out the back of the card, you got like a little trading card. This is one of the rare ones because this is a WWF Kane Bend-Em, but it was one of the ones that came with gear because this actually came with a plastic ladder.
Oh.
So Shelby, how much is the 1999 WWF Kane Bend-Em with ladder sealed in package, bent on card, going for on eBay?
$100.
$100. Nick, how much is the Kane Bend-Em with ladder going for on eBay?
Shit, see, the WWF toy market is something I haven't delved into yet. Shit, 200.
200. Shelby, you actually get it. It's actually $79.99.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah, which I was actually still surprised by because I was just like, I know the ones with like the gear with it, like a chair or ladder, were like rarer to come by, but like I was like, still $80. Damn. All right, and the next one here I want to do. You know what? Since y'all were really off on the toys here, let's do another toy, and that is, if you guys remember the Hasbro figures, of course everybody knows the Hasbro ones. This is a WWF mint on card, green card, which is one of the rarer ones. The green card, Billy Gunn, Hasbro, Billy Gunn, Hasbro one. Now I believe the green card is like one of the last ones they did. The yellow series was the absolute last one, so I think the green one was the one before the last one. So, Nick, WWF mint on card, green card, Billy Gunn, Hasbro. How much is that going for on eBay?
See, what sucks for me right now is I watch a lot of collector stuff on YouTube, and there's one that has done a series on these. Damn, 75.
All right, Shelby, Billy Gunn, green card, Hasbro. How much is he going for?
$50.
30?
50.
50. All right. Nick, you get that one because he is actually going for $380.
Jeez.
Wow.
Now, right now, you guys are tied 1-1, and I want to make a correction from last week. Last week, I actually gave... Shut up. I actually gave Nick a point last week when it was actually Shelby who got the point and actually won the game last week. So the official tally for our episodes here is actually 6-2. Shelby's still losing, but Shelby could win the game here because we are going on to our big item of the week, which is the Ass Blaster. All right, and I would stick with the toy one here, but I want to do this because I just want to say what I want to say at the end here, and that is, so this week's big item here is this week's item is a Kelly worn gear. It's a top, bottom, and belt. It is not signed, but it's Kelly ring worn gear. It's a yellow top. You get the top, the bottom, and her belt. So, Shelby, how much is the Kelly ring worn gear going for on eBay?
$1,000.
All right. And Nick, Kelly ring worn yellow gear. You get a top, bottom, and belt. How much is it going for on eBay?
Really hate that I'm about to say this, but 5,500.
5,500. Shelby.
Yeah.
Up 6-3. because the gear is actually only going for $1,050, which what I wanted to say was if you pay for this, you are overpaying by about $1,025.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
because she is not worth it. All right. So that was it came from eBay. And now we want to talk about WrestleMania Backlash. But before we talk about WrestleMania Backlash, we got to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, and that is repsports.com. And repsports.com. You know who repsports.com.
I do. I think I've heard of them.
I know, right? They've only been in every episode. And what repsports.com is, they have plenty of products there. Like they have the Broken Arrow pre-workout. They have the Raise Energy liquid in cans. They also have the powder, where if you don't want to buy it in cans, you can just get the powder, mix it in with water. They also have the Hyper Sleep that puts you down nice and easy for a good night's sleep. Plus, they also have hats, t-shirts, all that good stuff. And if you go over to repsports.com right now and use my checkout code ARTIST, you will save 15% on anything. So you can get cases of Raise Energy drink. You can get your Broken Arrow pre-workout, get you motivated for a nice workout. You can get the Hyper Sleep if you're having trouble sleeping. Like last night I could have used some Hyper Sleep because I laid down to go to bed at around 11 o'clock last night. I didn't fall asleep till like 3:30. So I could have probably used some Hyper Sleep last night. But, I could have went over to repsports.com, use checkout code ARTIST, save 15% on some Hypersleep, and it would have still did me no good because it would have took a couple days for it to deliver. But I could have had it for next time it happens.
What's that checkout code?
It is. That checkout code is ARTIST, ARTIST, and when you use it, you will save 15% on your entire purchase. So check out repsports.com today. All right, so let's get into the pay-per-view that we just had on Sunday. That is WrestleMania Backlash.
Hell
and
yeah.
We only had 6 matches, right? That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Okay,
yep.
Just making sure I had all my notes right. All right, so the first match of the night was the Raw Women's Championship match, a triple threat match between Charlotte, Asuka, and Rhea Ripley. So what do we think?
Where was Charlotte? I saw her music. I saw somebody walk out to it, but that wasn't Charlotte Flair.
Oh my god. For a second I was like, what are you talking about?
Seriously, how much fucking plastic surgery has she had? She does not look anything similar to when I was watching regularly. But why?
You will not talk about my angel. When I wrote my literal notes for this match is Charlotte. Yum, yum, yum.
Hey, you know what? I'm not going to disagree. She looks good, but she does not look like the killer that she used to look like.
For me, it was that plus why did Rhea just win?
Why? Because she had to and should.
Yeah, I
Who
mean,
the hell was going to win?
Yeah,
Charlotte?
Charlotte, yeah.
Then what was the point of giving the title to Ripley in the first place?
Exactly.
Because it was an audible for Charlotte, damn it.
Yeah, but I saw nobody. I saw nobody winning that match but Rhea Ripley. If you were betting money on that match and you bet against Rhea Ripley, you deserve to lose the money.
Oh, fair enough.
But overall, I wrote Charlotte, yum yum yum. But I also wrote next to it, good match. It was a pretty stellar match.
Yeah. It was very spotty. That's what triple threats are. They're just spot shows.
But it was still a good match, though. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more because going into WrestleMania Backlash, I was just like, this is going to be dog shit. But when this match started the show, I was like, okay, cool. And then Cruella DeVille came out, which I was like, all right, yum.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was like, all right, let me get my lubricant.
Too much info.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I was like, wow, this is actually a better match than I really anticipated. So
2.5 women. That's all I'm going to say.
Your hatred for Asuka just
my hatred for the way that she's portrayed. I don't like the weird laughy crap.
But it's
So, but overall, did we like the match? Did we think it was good?
It was the better of the triple threats.
Really, you think so?
See, I don't know if I'd agree with that.
I just get really bored with Scottish Sheamus and Black Lesnar and Dr. Strowman.
Shit, I'm sorry. Before you mentioned Scottish Sheamus. I remember pre-show was Sheamus and Ricochet. Either of you guys watch that?
No.
No. All right. Well, okay. Well, we went that. All right. So the next match was the Dirty Dogs. Robert Roode.
Why is that their name?
I don't know.
Why are they the Dirty Dogs? No, they didn't. If anything, if they were going to give him a name, it should be the Glorious Show-Offs or something stupid like that.
Or why not Rudolph? Rood.
Yeah, that would work too. But even just Roode and Ziggler.
The Dirty Dogs is better than that.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Whatever. All right. Anyway, it's the Dirty Dogs taking on Dominic and Rey Mysterio for the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And I got to be honest, there's 2 matches on this card that I fast forwarded. This was one of them. And at first I was really confused. I was fast forwarding. I was like, damn, they're just not tagging in Dominic. And then apparently during the pre-show, he was attacked. And
they showed it just before the match too.
Well, because I fast forwarded.
Yeah, I love this match.
So you guys, or one of you two, apparently saw this match. So what did you guys think of this glorified handicap match?
I thought it was great. They were really doing, like, they were getting great heat. You know, Ziggler grabbed Mysterio's arm and went to tag in Mysterio's partner. He's like, "Oh yeah, you don't have a partner, ah ha ha ha," and it was a lot of, you know, just the heels getting their heat. And, you know, Mysterio or Dominic came in and got the tag a little early. Mysterio was selling really well. Dominic came in, got the beat down. He got beat down, and he tagged into Rey. Anyways, it finished with Dominic hitting the frog splash, which
that I
did
see.
On that frog splash a little bit.
Usually, if I fast forward a match, I'll at least watch the finish so I can see what happens.
But Dominic came in way too early because he is not able to work with these guys as well as they work with each other. This was Rey Mysterio. This is a great match for Rey Mysterio. He's working. He was getting beat the whole time. He was selling. I loved it, man. I really did.
Really?
Yeah. My second favorite match on the show.
I wait for the breakup angle with Dominic and Rey.
Honestly, they shouldn't have the belts for more than a month. I don't think they should have won them here.
That's what I wrote here. I wrote fast forwarded, title run won't last long.
But when Mysterio came out, I was kind of waiting for RVD.
What?
Not because I thought they would continually have them as tag team champions, but he just went in the Hall of Fame, and I thought it would have been kind of cool to see him and Mysterio tag against the Dirty Dogs, and then, you know, have them lose somehow, some way. You know, maybe even Dominic.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
1, there's no fans. 2, none of today. Nobody of the general people that watch today even know that Mysterio and Van Dam were tag team champions.
We're watching.
To then have them lose would be ridiculous too. Plus, you have no.
They could have done a disqualification finish. They could have done a count-out finish.
But still, why bother at that point?
I liked it. I did like it the way it is. Second favorite match on the show.
Okay.
Then the wheelbarrow Fame-Master that they do should be their finish.
Famous.
Here's my impression of, like, Shelby ever meeting Bobby Roode. Okay, you ready for this? Here we go.
Hey, man, he's glorious for a reason.
That was Shelby sucking Bobby Roode's dick, by the way, just for the people at home. Okay, so the next match here, I actually have some shit to say. It was Bianca Belair defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Bayley. Now, I bet people are like, oh, this is the second match you skipped. No, it isn't, because I was like, you know what? Let's see if she can change my mind. I'm actually going to sit and watch this fucking match. You know? So I sit and watch the match, which eventually Bianca Belair wins with a roll-up, try and use her hair, which she botches. And the only note that I wrote down next to it, I wrote Bianca Belair should have skipped the match.
I wrote, how many people jerk off on cam?
What the fuck?
Well, you know those, like,
that.
you know the Thunderdome? Somebody doesn't realize they're on cam and all of a sudden they're just stroking it. Anyways, that was my thought.
Of course you think about that.
I
Usually
didn't
that's
mind.
my line, but I just... Well, like, I was like, you know what? I was like, all right, let me sit and watch this match. Maybe this will be the match that changes my mind on Bianca Belair. Maybe I was wrong the whole time. Maybe there is something there. And I watched this whole fucking match from beginning to end. I didn't fast forward. I think the only thing I fast forwarded was the fucking entrances because I was like, whatever, don't care. You know? But then I watched the whole match and I was just like, fuck, I should have just skipped it. Because, like, I mean, Bayley did a fine job. I mean, you know, but after the bell rang and Bianca won, that was my first thought. Was like, I should have just skipped this.
Yeah. I didn't hate this match. I thought Belair I think Belair is a little bit better than you believe she is. She's still not one of my favorites. I'm still not a big fan of her, but I mean, she's in that spot. When it comes to the finish, I think what she was trying to do was, I think she was trying to grab the leg. I wonder if her like hair was slipping the way she was holding it. And when she missed the leg, it just kind of looked like Bayley kicked out. But I don't think Bayley's shoulders came off the mat.
She was trying to tie up her feet and, like, not hog tie her, but she was trying to tie up her feet with her hair to, like, secure her legs.
Right.
And it just came off horribly.
It was an interesting spot. It's not something I really want to see again, but...
Apparently, there's talk it will lead to hair versus hair.
And Bayley loses, I guess.
Well, no, they can't.
Can we do fire versus fire where, like, the loser gets set on fire and Bianca Belair loses? Can we do that?
Isn't that an inferno match?
Yeah, it's basically
no, but I mean, like, for real, like at the end you have to douse yourself in gasoline and then just, like, light a match and fucking we just kill Bianca Belair on television. Can we do that? No.
Do you have any idea how many, like, rules and things that would break? And, like, it would piss off the shareholders. It would piss off the fans who are already
Maybe Bianca Belair and Bayley can do a Hell in a Cell. Then, like, at the end, like, they can hang Bianca Belair, like, a la Boss Man.
Do an exploding barbed wire death match.
If they ever
have an explosion at the match, after the match, and then after the explosion, no more Bianca Belair.
Good. Shit, just have tiny little pieces of Belair throughout the arena.
No. They can replicate. They can replicate her hair, her like her whip or whatever, and her ponytail, whatever her braid. And I have trouble with facial amenities and things today. Apparently,
no. I just want to throw hot grease on her and watch her scream.
I don't like her, and she looks like she's like 13, and she acts like it too.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Naomi thing too, with the way they come to the ring and, you know, all the dancing and shit. I don't really like that, but people.
That's 10 years out of date.
Yeah.
That's the only issue I have with that. That's 10 years out of date.
I do believe she is over, and I do believe people like her, and I think she can go. I'm just not a big fan of the overall.
How is she over? I just want to fucking throw breadcrumbs on her. Watch pigeons eat her.
Against the ball. Oh no.
Next one.
Yeah, if we weren't miserable before, we're gonna get even more miserable.
Oh.
So the next match is Damian Priest versus The Miz.
No, the next match was Lashley versus Strowman versus McIntyre.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, that other match never happened. Plus, I'm pretty sure it was before the women's match. But
well, I'm sorry, it did happen, and we have to talk about it. But the next match was Damian Priest versus The Miz in a lumberjack match. But instead of all the 24/7 guys,
Which is what it should have been.
Which we got Monday. But instead of it being the 24/7, guys, we got a interpromotional tie-in with the Netflix movie Army of the Dead. I can't believe I'm even saying this. I'd rather be saying like, oh, Capital Combat. Like Capital Combat fucking RoboCop makes more sense than this. The interpromotional tie-in, instead of WWE wrestlers being lumberjacks, the lumberjacks were zombies from the upcoming motion picture Army of the Dead, debuting on Netflix on May 21st. And they went all out for this in a sense that WWE goes all out, because they changed the whole arena. They had whoever these zombies were, like when Miz and Priest would go outside the ring, they had the zombies almost attack them like they were going to eat them. I just wrote down zombies, comma, why, question mark, and need I say more?
Because promotion, that's why.
It's pretty sad that the best thing about that whole segment was Damian Priest doing the arrow to the fucking sky and the Army of the Dead thing shows up. I thought that was pretty cool. Other than that, I could have cared less. This was the second match I fast forwarded.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Like once I found out that the zombies were gonna be lumberjacks, I was just like, well, okay, I'm done.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much. That was. I mean, I still think the Fireball was worse in my opinion, but this was.
The Fireball?
Yeah, this was the Fireball from fucking Fastlane.
Oh.
Yeah. When you mentioned this match, you didn't say the match. You sent that fucking meme. I thought that this was a Bray Wyatt thing. I did not realize that this was fucking the Miz and Damian Priest's match.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what bothers me more about the whole thing. The fact that they use zombies, the fact that they tied in with Netflix, of all things. The fact that they didn't use the zombie character from ECW.
He's dead.
Is he really?
He's dead. Yeah, the guy who played him's dead.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're all dead.
No, I mean...
Yeah.
But at least dress somebody up like him and be like, oh, hey, we know that guy.
Yeah.
Apparently Scotty Too Hottie was one of the zombies.
Really?
Okay, that makes me feel a little that poor bastard.
No, do not defend this in any way.
I feel bad for the Miz. I feel bad for Scotty Too Hottie.
I have heard people try and defend this segment, and there is nothing to defend here.
I feel bad for Damian Priest and his push. He goes from helping Bad Bunny to playing with zombies. And now Miz is hurt.
For the first time, I was going to put this in the news cycle, but then I knew we'd get to zombies before then. So that's why I put it in the news cycle. So, yeah, for the first time in 11 or 12 years of his career, he has legitimately hurt himself. He tore his ACL. So somewhere right now, Aaron's throwing a party, I'm sure.
With Twinkies.
With Twinkies, you know. Star Crunch.
Oh, yeah.
But I just... you know, if they wanted to do the tie-in to the Army of the Dead, okay, let's say we could not change whoever's decision this was. You know, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this. And they're like, we have to. Okay, fine. Did they have to come in and quote-unquote eat the Miz at the end?
I can't believe that's a real question you just asked.
Like, did they have to? Or couldn't it just been zombie lumberjacks and we just call it a day?
Yeah.
That would have been too easy.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about this segment?
No, let's move on.
All right. The next match here for the WWE Championship, a triple threat match. Bobby Lashley defending against Drew McIntyre.
And the choo-choo train.
And Braun Strowman.
Led to the ring by his conductor.
I actually have some stuff to say about this match. Like when it started, like going into it, this was one of those matches where going into it, I was just like, shit, like whatever, know. But when the bell rang and they started going 100 miles per hour, I was like, holy shit, and it actually ended up being a way better match than I expected. Like me personally, this was the match of the night, personally. With Charlotte, with Cruella DeVille and shit right behind it. For the separate reasons. But yeah, I thought this match was like way better than anticipated. I mean, again, this is one of those matches where like if you bet against Bobby Lashley, then I mean you deserve to lose.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You deserve to lose the money. But it was still overall a great match. I had way more fun with this match than I anticipated.
I like the double suplex spot on Strowman. I thought that was really cool.
I just couldn't get over the speed they were working at. That's what got me.
They were working fast, but again, it's a spot fest, and I'm not personally a big fan of those. I did think it was a decent match. It had the right result, but I think that he should have pinned McIntyre instead, because I don't really want to see Lashley and McIntyre again. Not that I really want to see Lashley and Strowman anymore, but just to switch things up, I'd rather see Lashley Strowman than Lashley McIntyre.
Well, it looks like we might be getting Lashley Kingston.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I did hear about this. Yeah.
Kofi Mania 2.
Nah, he shouldn't be Lashley.
6 seconds. Okay, 12.
No, that was the boo was for Shelby on that one.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Nick, your thoughts on the triple threat?
I'm bored with Scottish Sheamus.
He needs to go away for a while.
He needs to go to SmackDown is where he needs to go.
No, take him off TV for at least 6 months.
Why?
Repackage him, bring him back.
Are y'all getting Cena/Roman Reigns effect from him?
You know what? What's the famous line? How can I miss you if you won't go away?
Yeah. Braun, I feel like needs a drastic change of character.
Braun needs to just leave that promotion and go somewhere else because they've ruined him. Absolutely ruined him.
They need to go drastic. Shave him. And
No. Grow the hair back. I forgot to write that note down. Grow your fucking hair back. Every time I get excited when I see his hair being grown back, I was like, oh, thank God he's growing it back out again. Then like the fucking 3 weeks later, he's bald again. I'm like, look, you fucking bald bastard. All right? Stop fucking shaving your head.
I just picture you sitting ringside at a live event in the next year, and Strowman's out there. Shave your head, you big bastard.
It just pisses me off. It was like when Tommaso was like fucking growing his hair. I'm just like,
oh God. Yeah.
Now it's like the inverse with Strowman. Like I can understand when he shaved his head for his swamp fight with Bray, because like I think there was like an actual reason behind that, like why he shaved his head. But like now it just looks fucking weird, and I'm fucking over it. What is that, like an unspoken rule in WWE? Like if you shave your head, that's it. It has to stay that way. You're not allowed to grow it back out unless you're fucking Vince McMahon.
Give him a pink mohawk.
It's so funny.
Just like massive mohawk. Done.
What?
Give him fucking hair. I don't care.
Give him a gimmick that isn't a train.
Give him hair and shave. Give him hair.
He doesn't need a gimmick. He's already a giant.
Give him hair, dye it purple, shave the word smut into the back of his head. I don't give a fuck. Just give him hair.
Did you say smut or slut?
Smut.
Big smut.
Big smut.
Because, like, I think 3 times now, like, he started growing hair back and then he shaved it off again. I'm like, look, sir, you're pissing me off.
BS doesn't stand for Braun Strowman anymore. BS stands for Big Smut. Oh, yeah.
He's the new world's largest love machine.
And he just starts gyrating.
I in honesty, though, I mean, like, I think, you know, to Shelby's credit, you know, in all seriousness, to Shelby's credit, where they're like, they've ruined the character. I think they ruined it when he went against Lesnar in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, boy, yeah. He should have won that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think once, because, like, I'm pretty sure there's a meme floating around about it out there, but, like, I think, like, in Elimination Chamber, like, everybody in the Elimination Chamber hit their finish on him, and he kicked out, but then, like, one F5 kept him down.
Yeah, the F5 is a brutal move.
Shut up.
I'm going to start being the heel of this podcast, I think.
But, like, you know, I think that's the match that really started Strowman's, like, downward spiral, so to speak, was that match in Saudi Arabia. What is it about Saudi Arabia that starts people's downward spiral? You had Braun Strowman, you had Ricochet.
Michaels.
Titus.
Yeah, Titus, yeah. So, all right. So, let's move on to the main event, which was Roman Reigns with that boss-ass theme music.
Yeah.
Defending the Universal Championship in his first ever main event and singles world title match, Cesaro. What did we think of this match?
Fucking great match.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. The selling in this, it was just off the charts. The arm, the leg, you know, the finish to it with the guillotine choke and Cesaro not tapping out, passing out. That leaves so much for them in the future, and I think that they should hold this off till SummerSlam and Cesaro should win.
I think you're wrong, because what happened afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Seth Rollins came out and attacked Cesaro, and I didn't write it down here, but when I saw it, the first thought that came to mind, I went after Seth Rollins came out and beat the shit out of Cesaro. I think I even said it out loud. I either thought or I said it out loud, even though, like, I watched this shit by myself. I said it out loud, and I was like, well, welcome back to the mid-card.
I don't think so. No. I think they're going to have a Hell in a Cell match, and this was the match I was talking about earlier. But I think they're going to have a Hell in a Cell match. I think Cesaro wins that match. And then, I mean, I don't know whether they will go this route, but I think then you start building to SummerSlam where Cesaro challenges Roman Reigns again. It doesn't need a gimmick, but you could throw a gimmick at it if you really wanted to. It could be 2 out of 3 falls. It could be submissions only. Who the fuck knows? And Cesaro wins.
This
and that's
is how,
you know. Go ahead.
How I see it going is you've had Rollins now. Rollins has been involved in with the Uso stuff and that drama. I'm thinking we're going to have a triple threat at SummerSlam between Rollins, Reigns, and Cesaro. How we get there. Hell in the Cell is a Hell in the Cell match between Cesaro and Rollins. Reigns has the night off.
I'm just so sick of triple threat matches.
The Usos have a match versus each other that night. We get to SummerSlam where we then have our triple threat. Cesaro wins the title by pinning Rollins after Reigns gets upset when Jay walks out with Jimmy, leading to the drama within Reigns and the Usos. Cesaro now has the belt with a fresh chaser, like the heel chase in Rollins, and we make money.
See, that all sounds like, you know, rainbows and lollipops and shit, but I stand by my statement. Cesaro, I love you, but welcome back to the mid-card, buddy.
I hope not. I really do.
Yeah, same. Especially that was like his coming out party.
Though, but I will say, but also if he doesn't go back to the mid card, let's say that Cesaro is back in the mid card. Let's say Vince's mindset is like, okay, we gave him a shot in the main event, whatever. Who's next for Reigns if it's not Cesaro?
Big E.
Fair enough. Okay, so that was overall. Let's do scale of 1 to 10. What would you give WrestleMania Backlash?
Well, because there was no bullshit fuckery matches on this show, I would probably give it an 8.
There was no bullshit fuckery matches? Did we watch the same show?
Yeah. There was a women's match, and then it went to the triple threat for the WWE Championship. There was nothing in between.
Because of the bullshit fuckery, I only give it a 5.
I mainly only like the 2 triple threat matches, and I yeah, I'll just say 5. I'll just say halfway. I disagree with Shelby. Whatever.
Because the bullshit fuckery, I'll give it a 6.
Okay. All right, so that was WrestleMania Backlash. So next up, we're going to do our Sportster List of the Week. But before we talk about our Sportster List of the Week, we got to give a shout out to another one of our sponsors, and that is HardToFindTV.com and their sister site, FanMadeDVD.com. And what those sites are is a great little site where if you loved an old TV show from the past or a very obscure TV show from the past, like, have you guys ever heard of the show Oliver Bean?
Does ring a bell, actually, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it was part of Fox's Sunday night lineup a long time ago, about like early 2000s. It was like on before Simpsons and such like that. Really underrated, funny show. But if you're looking for that show on DVD, you're not going to be able to find it, on an official DVD. But the good people over at HardToFindTV.com and FanMadeDVD.com can get that on a DVD for you and at an excellent price as well. And that's why they sponsor the show. And if you go over to either one of those websites and use my checkout code, Artist, you will save 15% on their website. And they have hundreds, literal hundreds of titles to choose from. If you go over to hardtofindtv.com, you can use Amazon Pay and check out easily on their website. If you don't want to use Amazon Pay, you can go over to fanmadedvd.com and again, choose from the hundreds of titles they have on that website. And you can use PayPal, you can use credit cards, you can use whatever they offer. And again, if you're looking on that website through all the hundreds of titles that they offer and you're just like, they still don't have anything I want, which, come on, that'd be almost impossible.
That'll never happen.
Just email them a title that you're looking for, and more than likely they will hunt down that title and they will get it to you for a fair price, and as always, what I like to say, if they don't have it, you don't need it. So again, hardtofindtv.com and fanmadedvd.com. Use my checkout code ARTIST, ARTIST, at checkout and save 15%. All right, so the Sports List of the Week. Last week we talked about gimmick matches, and I really liked that. So we're going to do it again, but a little bit of a twist on it here. And this week we're going to talk about 10 bad gimmick matches and the wrestlers associated with them. So, coming in at number 10, the Ambrose Asylum with Dean Ambrose. AKA the most boring cage weapons match ever created.
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought a weapons cage match could be this fucking boring?
I remember watching that and right after it finished being like, that's it? That sucked.
Like, the only thing good the only thing that I can really remember about is the thumbtack spot that was really entertaining. Other than that, like, I got nothing.
The memes.
Was there only one?
Yeah.
I thought there was 2 for some reason.
No.
God, I couldn't sit through a second one.
The production team probably couldn't sit through a second one either, let's be honest.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Kevin Dunn would enjoy it.
Yeah, this is what wrestling is all about.
No, it's not wrestling.
Well, Jim, we're not a wrestling company.
This is sports entertainment. That's what it's all about. It's out of fly people.
We're not a wrestling company.
There has only been one of these matches, and sadly, it wasn't a good one. What should have been a frantic and aggressive brawl turned into a sluggish, slow-paced, and very long match. Ended up being quite boring. See, I said what I said before reading that. So that almost matches what I said.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, number 9. Oh, they went old school with this one. I don't know if you two may have seen this match, but number 9, the King of the Road match with the wrestler associated being Dustin Rhodes.
Fuck. What a stupid concept. Let's have these two guys wrestle on a fucking 18-wheeler while it goes 50 kilometers an hour down the road.
I like this match.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I did too.
Oh god.
I just think like if they tried this match today, they could definitely make it better. Because like I mean, really, if you think about it, the camera angles is what really screwed it up. And like, I mean, at the time they didn't allow blood, and they busted each other open. And I think that's what really again was the camera angle thing. They had to do a lot of camera angles to hide the blood and everything. But I think I think today they could probably get away with this match if they tried something like it.
Yeah. Don't worry, AEW will do it.
Yeah.
The bout was pre-taped and saw the two men fighting in a cage filled with hay while being driven around. It was a mess with poor camera shots and sloppy wrestling that made this one nobody cared about seeing again.
How much money would that cost to produce too? Because now you got to send a crew outside to not only film a moving vehicle, but you got to block off streets so that you don't like run into intersections, and like you got to have the cops like, you know, escorting you. Like, how much would that cost to produce?
I think it was
ballpark.
Like
hey, you Canadians might get this one. Ballpark, a hell of a lot. You uncultured swine.
I was gonna say swing and a miss.
It's a corner gas reference.
Oh yeah, that's why.
I should have got.
All right, coming in at number 8, we talked about this match last week, and that is Kennel from Hell with Al Snow.
Yeah, it's another one.
All the poop.
There's just shit everywhere. There's just shit all over the place. There's shit. Okay. All right. We said about that last week. Coming in at number 7, the Kiss My Foot match with Jerry Lawler.
What? Really? Why?
Let's see here. Speaking of gimmick matches that require people to kiss body parts, the Kiss My Foot match is another terrible gimmick that WWE has used. Jerry Lawler has competed in this stipulation twice. First to Bret Hart, and then against Michael Cole. Neither time was this an effective gimmick match. Sure, it was embarrassing to have to kiss someone's foot, but it doesn't make an exciting match. It's a stipulation nobody's looking forward to watching, and sadly for Lawler, he's been involved twice.
I'm pretty sure he lost to Brad. I don't know if he lost to Cole.
Yeah, he lost to Brett.
I disagree with that one.
I think it fits the gimmick though when it comes to
big time.
King Lawler.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The humiliation of having
like the way that he built that up with the match with Brett. Like even before the match, the backstage interviews where he's like pulling off the dirty old sock and
putting his foot in like nasty ass, like whatever.
Yeah. The way that he built that was just so good. Not everybody could do that. I wouldn't want to see Steve Austin do that. I wouldn't want to see, Kenny Omega or fucking Seth Rollins do that, but it worked for Jerry's gimmick.
Plus, because Bret Hart shoved Lawler's foot into his own mouth, that led to the introduction of Isaac Yankem DDS.
Oh, right, of course.
I mean, you can't go wrong there. Wrestling dentist. Hello.
Right.
All right. Coming in at number 6, the hog pin match, but the wrestler associated with this kind of throws me for a loop, and that is Triple H.
Oh, fuck. They had it. It was in your house, wasn't it?
Yeah, it says, however,
Yeah.
it is Triple H that fans associate with this one. The match is done to embarrass the wrestler who loses, but considering both of them get covered in mud, that doesn't make sense. Plus, the actual action is never any good due to the fact that they're stuck in mud.
Well, I mean, oh,
There's like rumor and innuendo that match was basically made for Triple H to, like it was after the curtain call, so it was like part of his fucking whatchamacallit. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Punishment.
Okay, Conrad. All right. I've always said that something the wrestler with should change their name to Rumored Innuendo.
Yeah.
Rumored Innuendo.
That's all he fucking says.
Yeah.
It should no longer be called something the wrestler with. It should be called Rumor Innuendo. That should be the name.
Because if he doesn't say that and something ridiculous or Bruce thinks something ridiculous is said, that Bruce jumps on him.
All right, coming in at number 5, Brawl for All with Bart Gunn.
Yeah, no, that was stupid. That was really stupid. Let's have shoot fight matches in a wrestling ring and nobody's going to fucking believe it. Not to mention, most of these guys aren't shoot fighters. You can't predict the winner, though you think Steve Williams is going to win, and he doesn't, and you fuck everybody. Like, that match did not, that tournament did not make any stars.
But you have, this is probably one of the rare times that, you probably have to agree with Vince Russo with when Bart Gunn won, they should have strapped the rocket to him because, there it is. He won a legitimate tough man contest. So, boom, you should have strapped the rocket to him and just blasted him to the stars. But instead, they're just like, yeah, he kind of won. Yeah, we'll do something with him. And they did nothing.
He won, and then they made him face Butterbean. Like, why would you do that?
It was a punishment for winning.
But Dark Side of the Ring kind of like, or was it Dark Side of the Ring or something wrestler? One of the two. It was one of the two that said that when he went up against Butterbean, they were training him to be a boxer, not a fighter. So Bart Gunn went in the Butterbean with boxing on his mind and shit.
They were having a boxing fight.
No, they were doing a brawl for all where you could do takedowns and shit like that.
Yeah.
Bart Gunn went in there to box.
But Butterbean wasn't a fucking fighter. Like, he was just a boxer. Was he?
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought he was just a boxer.
Oh no, he does it. He did it all, man. He did MMA. He did boxing. He did. Yeah, man. He did.
They shouldn't have had him. They shouldn't even had him go in the ring with Butterbean.
Oh yeah, I agree. Don't get me wrong. I agree. They shouldn't have had it. But I think even further when they trained him to be a boxer against somebody like Butterbean, they set him even more up for failure. I think if they would have just said, hey, go in there with Butterbean and do a brawl for all, do what you did in the brawl for all. It could have been a little different. It probably would have lasted a little longer. I mean, even Butterbean was even able to work with him. He even went to WWE and said, hey, so how do you want to work this? Because he was even willing to work it.
Yep.
And they're just go out there and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
If Bart Gunn got him to the ground, Butterbean might have lost.
I just think if Bart Gunn actually won this tough man comic, I mean, yes, the Brawl for All tournament itself was boring as fuck. I'm not going to sit here and defend the tournament itself. But since Bart Gunn won it, I think they could have did something with him. Mm-hmm. He was the Jannetty of the Smoking Guns, but this was like, okay, shit, he won this tournament. Maybe he's not the Jannetty. Maybe we can do something with him, but they didn't.
No.
They could have done so much, too.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, coming in at number 4, the one and only. Remember TLC? Well, one year they had tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs. The stairs match with Big Show.
No.
Stupid ass match. Stupid ass Big Show on a stupid ass pay-per-view.
Hey man, don't make fun of Big Show. Big Show's cool shit.
See, I just hate it because
Captain Insano.
I just hate it because Eric Rowan, when they first split up the Wyatt family, I don't know what it was, but I was just like, I think Eric Rowan can make some weird kooky face character, and that's what they went with it. They were like, all right, we're gonna make him a face. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna do this. I think this is gonna work. And then they're like, steel stairs match, and I was like, and there it goes.
Yeah.
I was so close to being right.
He could have been like a weird, like Festus type gimmick. Maybe not exactly like Festus, but I think you get what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Somebody just helps him to the ring, and when the bell rings, he just goes insane.
Or he just like, I don't know, like if he like carried like,
No,
a
man,
teddy
a
bear to the ring.
Heidenreich. That's what we need. A Heidenreich.
Ugh.
Just have him read poems to Michael Cole while he's behind him. Very.
Yeah, I can kind of see where Shelby's going with that, like a Heidenreich type of character with Rowan as a face. I can see that.
Yeah, I could see that.
I was kind of making a joke.
All right, coming in at number 3 is blank on a pole matches. Vince Russo.
Oh, Judy Bagwell.
That was a forklift.
You what?
Not a pole match.
That was a forklift.
Okay, but that was because they had to put her on a forklift. Come on.
And the funny thing is, my vintage pick of the week is a pole match.
Pole matches.
It is a blank on a pole match.
They can be okay depending on what's on the pole.
Pinata! Pinata! Okay.
Pinata.
Yeah, they had the pinata on a pole match in WCW. They had Viagra on a pole match.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, see, that's the kind of shit that, like, shouldn't be in a wrestling pole match. Like, flags make sense, you know? I don't know about a title. The problem is, like, it's just too easy to, like, run over there and grab it when your opponent's down for, like, 30 seconds. Or 3 seconds.
I wrote one when I used to write fantasy wrestling. I wrote one title on a pole match, and, like, let's just say that there's a reason why I only wrote one.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, I was just like, what the fuck do I do with this?
Yeah.
You know, like,
that's exactly
how Vince Russo was able to come up with so many pole matches. I'll never know.
Probably high as a kite.
Coming in at number 2 is the Punjabi prison match with Great. Talked about that last week. So. All right, coming in at number 1 is the Kiss Me Arse match with Sheamus.
It's just a kiss my ass match. Why?
Was Jeff Hardy in that match?
No, Dolph Ziggler, I believe.
Kiss Me Arse match.
Sheamus simply refused to do the job, which made the entire match pointless, as he took out Ziggler afterward and made him do the kissing instead.
Kiss Me Arse. See, the funniest part about that, the best part about that, rather, is Sheamus saying, "You're gonna kiss me arse." Like, I mean, that's.
I think out of all these matches, though, if one needs to make a comeback, it's King of the Road.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Dustin Rhodes, QT Marshall, Dynamite. Put him in the back lot at Daly's place. Let's go. Come on, Tony Khan. Book it.
I'd watch.
Or no. QT Marshall, Anthony Ogogo, and Nick Camarado versus Cody, Dustin, one of the Guns, and put on the King of the Road. There we go.
Why one of the Guns?
Because they're doing this whole like faction war with the Nightmare Family and the Nightmare Factory.
Do they have 100 factions yet?
Would it make more sense for Cody, Dustin, and All right, fine, fuck it, one of the Guns. All right, cool.
Yeah, because like pretty much because like they took. Well, let's see. Lee Johnson's on his own. Aaron Solo is with QT. Nick Camarado is with or Nick Cordero, whatever. Camarado is with QT. Anthony Ogogo is with QT, and then Cody's got the Guns, and he's got Dustin, and I think that's it.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
On Rebel, that like.
Speaking of Rebel, I just want to mention this on Monday. Did anybody notice fucking Nikki Cross out there with the Lumberjacks on Monday?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Why is Nikki Cross just chilling out there with the Lumberjacks?
I don't know. She was at work, I guess. They were like, you want to be on Raw?
I bet you it was just like, okay, we need the Lumberjacks out there, and Nikki just snuck in. She was like, I'm getting some fucking airtime. I don't give a fuck.
Just don't answer that phone, Nikki.
That's my ass. It's like, here, take these crayons, but I have to go out too, damn it.
If you must. All right, so
Sticks
that
in
was
his
our
pipe.
Sportster list of the week there. Oh, got a message there. Facebook, sorry about that. All right, and Nick, it is now time for your wrestling fact of the week here, which I should have did before Sports List of the week, which I keep forgetting. But better late than never. So Nick, hit us with your fact, because again, we go into it blind. We have no idea what the hell you're about to tell us. So
Okay, so our fact of the week, and actually, this one I actually just learned from watching WWE's Most Wanted Treasures on A&E, the Booker T episode. So back in December of 1997, on December 29th, there was a match for the WCW World Television Championship. Now, we know that Booker T went on to defeat Disco Inferno to win his first of 6 WCW TV titles that night.
yeah, I remember.
However, Booker T was not supposed to be in that match. That match was originally booked to be Disco Inferno defending versus Rick Martel. Rick Martel got to the arena and had forgotten his boots. Subsequently, Booker T subbed in, went on to main event the show, win the match, and launch his singles career that, well, we know who Booker T is today, obviously.
Yeah, because I remember that night. Because like I'm a Disco Inferno mark, so like I remember at the time Disco Inferno was the television champion, just plowing through people. So like when Booker T came out, I was just like, oh, okay, so this is who he's gonna plow through this week. But then bam, Booker T axe kick, and I was like, holy shit, Booker T is the television champion, and wow, okay. And then a couple weeks later is when Rick Martel finally showed up to WCW, and he had a nice little run with WCW until that knee injury happened, because Rick Martel was killing it in WCW until that knee injury happened, man.
Yep.
Wow.
Rick Martel was
I didn't.
supposed to have a match that night.
Yeah, I never knew that he was originally scheduled for that Booker T match, because I remember watching that match live on television.
Yeah, Booker was that says they're looking for the TV title. That episode was really good. I do recommend checking that one out, because that one was really good. Not that they all are, but that one was particularly good.
Huh. I never knew that. All right, so that was our fact of the week, short and sweet and to the point. So let me pull up our viewer questions here.
We got questions?
I know, right? And unfortunately, Nick, sorry, Brett did not leave a question this week.
Oh.
All right, well, damn it. Trying to pause last week's episode, so. Okay, you know what? We'll just do it like this. Okay.
Just do it.
All right, here we go. Okay, so the first one here is coming from Stug138. He said, I recently watched You Cannot Kill David Arquette, which I'm currently wearing the shirt for. And I was wondering, what actor or actress do you think would be a good wrestler? Well, considering, I've seen him wrestle before, and I think, like, if he were to stick to it, his wife is pretty much holding his balls in a purse there. But I think Stephen Amell was doing pretty good in AEW before,
Oh, was he on the first show?
Yeah, the first All Out.
Yeah, he had a match with Daniels, wasn't it?
Yeah. Which I was like, for like a Hollywood actor coming in against somebody on the caliber of Daniels, having the type of match he had, I was like, wow, I'm actually really impressed with somebody like Stephen Amell. So, he's no fucking David Arquette, but I would watch more Stephen Amell matches. Like if they came out tomorrow and said Stephen Amell is all elite, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm in.
Bad Bunny or Seth Green?
Yeah, but Bad Bunny's another one. If they're like, we're signing Bad Bunny tomorrow to a development deal, I'm like, I want to watch that.
Seth Green, I wanted to see more of.
Yeah, Seth Green. Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't think it'd be so much now, I guess, but back in his prime, I think Jean-Claude Van Damme might have been interesting.
Huh. Or Chuck Norris in '94.
Maybe Chuck Norris as well, yeah.
Chuck Norris coming in and like fucking up Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
Chuck, That's the dream WrestleMania match right there. Ken Shamrock versus Chuck Norris in the Lions Den match.
Oh, Chuck Norris comes out and just whoops his ass. Like,
Comes out to the Walker Texas Rangers
hey,
theme.
Scott D'Amore, call up Chuck Norris. You've already got Ken Shamrock working for you, or Don Callis, or whoever. Call up fucking Chuck Norris. Be like, hey, do you want to come in and like whoop Ken Shamrock's ass for like 2 minutes on pay-per-view? We'll give you $500,000. Is that cool? All right. And like, oh man, that'd be sweet.
All right, next one comes from Andrew here, and that is, do you have any WrestleMania viewing traditions? Watch with the same friends or group each year, eat specific food each year while watching, etc. I saw this question, and like I want to mention this. There was for a time, we mentioned before. There's a fourth one that I've kind of separated from, but Alex. For a while, we used to get on Skype. And Alex usually would get the pay-per-view. And since you can share screen on Skype, he would share his screen, and me, Nick, Shelby and Alex, we'd all watch the pay-per-view. We did that for like fucking years, man.
Yeah.
You know? And then we just kind of I think life just got in the way of all of us and shit like that.
Yeah.
So like that was like one of our traditions there for a while. But like I think like when WrestleMania comes around, I tend to fucking, even when I wasn't working at Pizza Hut, I tend to usually get a pizza when WrestleMania's on.
So I'm usually eating pizza when WrestleMania is on. That's usually how that goes. I even remember on one of the calls we all did. I think it was it 28? Rock Cena 1? Yeah, it was once in a lifetime. I ate 2 whole pizzas. I was not during the span of the show. So during the span of WrestleMania, I ate 2 medium pizzas.
Medium's not so bad.
That's not too bad.
That's still realistically it is, but we could probably do it.
Oh, I hurt after, man. It was bad.
I bet.
Oh, it was bad. We got
that, and I remember once in a lifetime where after that match, like Alex just fucking lost his shit on why Rock won that match.
Yep. That's when I was just finishing the pizza, and I was like, all right, there's one more piece of green pepper. Now that's gone. And I'm sitting there, and Alex is freaking out, and then I just get the, I'm like, oh no. And then it just progressed from there. It's not nice.
So I mean, yeah. Other than that, like that was like our tradition for a while. Like we Alex would usually he would buy WrestleMania, but then to be honest, he would bootleg the rest from like some weird website, and then he would share the screen, and then we would watch that way, and then like I said, pretty much life just got in the way, and we stopped doing that. And then after that, it was just like, oh fuck, if we watch a pay-per-view, we watch it. If we don't, we don't.
Hardcore justice.
Hardcore justice.
Some of those old TNA pay-per-views were just so awful.
I don't think we ever watched. We only watched WWE ones.
No, we did watch TNA.
Did we?
Pay-per-views. Yep.
I don't remember watching any.
I remember it was a TNA. Oh, what one was it? It was I think it was Hardcore Justice, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I remember we watched one when they was a thing. And there was all the Jeff Hardy Abyss They nonsense. Because I distinctly remember getting into a very... I don't know if maybe 3 out of 4 of us were on something. And we just got into talking about how ridiculous this They storyline was.
The last one I remember watching, we were watching a SummerSlam. I can't remember which one it was, and I got really drunk.
Was that the one with the sombrero?
I can't remember. I remember yelling about Titus O'Neil's pink ass.
That was the one with the sombrero.
Okay.
It went from Titus O'Neil's pink ass, and then all of a sudden, like, it was like a half hour later, you had found a sombrero. And then you got more into whatever you were drinking. and by the end, I think you had then decided you better switch to Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And then I think you passed out.
No, okay, we're going off topic here, but like there was that one time where I don't think we were even watching a pay-per-view, but it was the first time I ever took Xanax.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Was that the mac and cheese incident?
No,
Mac
no.
and Cheese was the
Okay.
DVD update.
No, remember you like at one time you had like this fucking picture of like, I don't know, like a fucking bird or some shit.
It
And
was
like
the picture of Shelby that Lunchbox drew for him. And you
Oh.
I swear to God, I thought it was like holding flowers, and then like I saw it like 8 flowers. And I was like, fuck, dude, I was fucking gone.
Yeah, you were gone.
I was gone. All right. We'll save that for the Stories No One Asked For podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Next one coming from Andrew is, which Playboys featuring WWF/E Divas did you cop back in the day when that collaboration was prevalent? The only one I actually ever really owned was I think Tori Wilson's first one.
Oh, I never owned one.
Me neither, actually.
Yeah, like all the rest, I think I saw like eventually like online later in life.
Yeah.
But like I think somebody in high school had the Tori Wilson one, and he was like, "I don't want it no more. Do you want it?" And I was just like, "Yeah."
I don't know if that's something that I'd want a hand-me-down of.
I don't know if that's something that A, I'd want to hand me down of, and B, that I would then be sharing about. Damn.
No, all the pages were fine. It was nothing, It wasn't like, hey, why are these pages sticking together? Oh.
Hey, just because the pages were fine doesn't mean something wasn't done on that magazine.
That's true too. All right. What was your most again from Andrew? What was your most rewatched WWF VHS that you owned or rented?
Judgment Day 2003.
Mine was The Rock. What was it called? It was a Rock VHS, and the only reason I watched it so much is because they showed the Rock and Triple H ladder match from SummerSlam.
VHS specifically, not DVD?
That's what it says, VHS.
Oh, probably like a fucking Raw or a SmackDown that I taped.
Damn.
I think actually it was the Raw before WrestleMania 19. My grandmother taped it for me, and I had that tape for years and used to watch it a lot.
Actually,
I could probably name every match if I really tried.
I used to see Judgment Day 2003, but it would get close with WrestleMania 3. I have a Coliseum video clamshell VHS of WrestleMania 3 that I found at the flea market for $3.
Yeah, I think my second place would probably be WrestleMania 10.
Yeah, WrestleMania 3, that VHS, I watched a lot. It was $3. I bought it at a flea market on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m. in 2005.
Damn. All right. Next one comes from Stug138, and that is, do you have a wrestling item that you regret buying? And if so, how much did it cost?
I don't think I do. I don't have that many items, though.
I don't think I have anything I regret, wrestling-wise.
Money-wise, I regret buying the belt, but wrestling-wise, I don't.
I don't have any items. That said, I do have a gripe with the card subject to change issue. I bought the only gripe I have with the ticket, it would be with the ticket to the Raw Head Show. Because going into it, and still the day of their advertising can't get it. And we got the same main event with the exact same spots 2 years after it had happened in the same building.
Oh, okay, wait. I do. I know mine. I went to, I believe it was Eddie Guerrero's last pay-per-view, the No Mercy against Batista. And, like, whenever I went to a WWF show, I just had to get something, whether, I was like, I just have to get something to know I was here. So the only thing that they really had that I wanted, it was, remember the RKO shirt that was in the NWO letter form?
Yeah.
So they had that, but it was at the end of the show. So like they didn't really have my size. So I was like, what size do you have? And they're like, XL. At the time, I was not an XL dude. So I was like, you know what? Fuck, I could probably get into an XL. So I was like, give me that. XL. Oh, I'll wear it. Nope, never wore it. Just sat in my fucking desk. Just sat in my fucking clothes and just collected dust. Paid $25 for it. So that's probably the item I regret. Yeah. All right, for this next one, I'm going to read the question. But don't say your answer out loud because I think all three of us are going to have the exact same answer. Okay? So I'm going to read it, but don't say it out loud, okay? Looking back at the WWE/F exclusively, who is the... Oh, this is from Andrew, by the way. Who is the person you are still most surprised by that got a major title win? For me, I was blown away that Backlund had the world title in the 90s. I know he was a huge star prior, but he didn't seem, I think is what he's trying to say. He didn't seem to fit the mold of a contemporary wrestler at the time. And as a kid watching then, I thought it was a joke. They were pulling on us. So do y'all have your answers in your head?
Yep.
Ever?
That's what it says.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna say them on the count of three. Okay,
all right.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
David
Mahal. Okay. Okay, it said WWF and WWE. When was fucking David Arquette WWF champion?
Sorry. And Jinder Mahal.
It's ruined. You ruined it.
Damn it, Shelby.
I
award you no
Jinder Mahal?
points.
I did say Jinder Mahal.
See, I when I saw that question, I was like, we're all gonna say Jinder Mahal.
Yeah.
Except for fucking Shelby's stupid ass.
Not Bob Backlund, though. Even in that run that he had.
So, Andrew, if you didn't hear us through all the confusion, we all say Jinder Mahal. All right. And the last one here, Stug wants to get a little personal with us here. And that is, do you three have wives or girlfriends? If so, are they wrestling fans? If they are not, how do they feel about you being huge wrestling fans?
I think we can answer this one pretty quickly.
It's simple, but if you know anybody.
Yeah.
I'll
go with that
Stug,
answer.
if you know
That's
some
a good
people,
one.
Yeah, Stug, if you know some people and, if they like big guys who like wrestling and with good credit, tell them to call me. No, but like I will say, the baby mama, oh god, this was hell on earth. When when she first moved in with me, first night, Monday Night Raw, the first Monday Night Raw together, I'm sorry, but wrestling is just non-negotiable. Like all the other shows are negotiable. SmackDown, fucking AEW, whatever the fuck is on is negotiable, except for Monday Night Raw. Okay? I'm at least going to attempt to watch it. Yeah, there might be a point where I'm like, fuck this, and I'll turn it off. But I'm at least going to attempt to watch Monday Night Raw. Okay? So the first Monday Night Raw with the baby mama moving in comes on. We're not even fucking, I don't know, it couldn't have been more than 10 minutes. And it was the Raw after WrestleMania where Miz beat Wade Barrett for the Intercontinental title. So we get like 10 minutes into the show and they're having the WrestleMania rematch for this title. And she is not having it. She's not having this fucking wrestling bullshit. She's mad that she has to sit here and watch it. And me, I don't give a shit. You're going to sit here and fucking watch it whether you like it or not. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Go for a walk or something. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. So, then the loaded question happens, and she's like, two loaded questions happen. She's like, how long is this? I was like, what, the entire show? She goes, yeah. I was like, 3 hours. And then she follows it up with, well, are we going to watch the whole thing? And I look at her, I was like, yeah. And we sat there and we watched the whole fucking thing, man. But like, she was not happy about it. And the side note to it is that she eventually got into it. She eventually started getting her own favorites and shit. Like, she ended up liking Roman Reigns a lot. She ended up liking Daniel Bryan. She ended up liking Cesaro. Like she actually cried a little bit when Jack Swagger broke the fucking Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy that he won. Yeah.
I remember what you told us about.
Yeah, yeah. You know, like she actually ended up getting into it, and then now she doesn't watch it because, you know, obviously she's not with me and shit. But for a while she was actually into it and shit like that. But that first fucking Monday Night Raw, man, I do not condone domestic violence at all, but like that was the one time I just wanted to choke her. Shut the fuck up! You know,
I haven't made many people watch, or many ex-girlfriends watch, or girlfriends at the time, I guess, watch wrestling. But the first time I met this one girl, I did, you know, the Steve Austin promo in ECW, like when they're in the basement and he's just like talking about WCW and like all this other shit.
That where he's Steve-a-mania?
No, not the Steve-a-mania one. This is just him talking about how he got screwed over in WCW and how Dusty,
the superstar Steve Austin.
Yeah, I did that whole promo to a girl. Wow. Like word for word.
In case anybody wants to know the PS to that story, no, he did not get laid that night.
No, but I did the night after.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. She was not a wrestling fan as far as I know.
I think the baby mama was the only person I ever really converted to wrestling. Like I think like other people were just like, okay, you like wrestling, that's fine. I'm like, hey, you should watch sometime. No, that's okay.
That's pretty much it. I mean, I've only met like one other person in like face to face other than Nick who actually likes wrestling. Like nobody I know really watches wrestling.
Yeah. Like all like when back in like, you know, 2000, all my friends watched it. I mean, Justice, like, you know, my buddy Justice I mentioned, but like all of our friends at the time knew. Like, I know you guys don't know these people, but just for context, like Justice, Eric, Lisa, you know, this person, and then slowly throughout the years, like 2001, like Lisa and Eric didn't watch no more. Okay, fine. Then 2002 came, and Justice and this person don't watch no more. And then 2003 came, and it was this person and this person don't watch more. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like, why aren't y'all watching anymore and shit? You know, and then finally Justice came back and shit, but all the rest eventually didn't and shit. And it's just one of those things. I mean, I understand people have interest and they fall out of interest and shit like that, but like, I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things where, I don't know, I don't know. I just didn't get it. You know?
I still don't get it. I mean, I'm a diehard wrestling fan, so I guess
exactly.
that's...
Yeah.
You know? I mean, trust me, there's been times where, you know, like I said, I've gotten up in the middle of Raw when they're just like, okay, the night, or like, what was the last Fastlane where they did Braun Strowman and Elias, where I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, the match sucked, but whatever. Then the next night on Raw, they're like, we're going to have a rematch, Braun Strowman versus Elias. I got up and turned the fucking TV off. I was like, I'm done. I'm not going to fucking sit here and watch this match again. And like Raw started at like 7 my time, and it was like 8:30. There was still like half a show of it. I was like, I don't care. Fucking, if I have to sit through this match again, I don't give a fuck. I'll turn the shit off.
Yeah.
You know, I'm die hard, but like still, man, there's only so much a person can take.
That's me too, yeah.
I've went through a lot of stints where I stopped watching, but I still pay attention. And lately it's been like I've stopped watching like regularly, but I still watch like old stuff that I haven't seen before just because I'm curious.
My thing lately is I shift, so like 1 week I'll focus my attention most on AEW. I'll actually watch Dynamite on Raw play in the background while I'm doing something else, SmackDown, NXT, and so on. Next week I might flip to SmackDown, and I'll watch 20 minutes of AEW and all the bullshittery and fuckery that happens on there, and next thing I know, I've switched to a rerun of Forensic Files. I delete the DVR file of Dynamite, read the results, shows I haven't missed anything anyway. Oh, we need fans back, man.
I mean, up until the pandemic, like every Wednesday night, I would get off and watch NXT and AEW. But then once the pandemic happened, I just couldn't take, you know, empty arenas and shit like that. And then even when WWE was trying to put a couple people in there, I was just like, I still can't do it. I mean, now it's just like, okay, like Blood and Guts. All right, obviously I had to go watch Blood and Guts.
Mhm.
You know, or like if they pimp something out, like, okay, Chris Statlander is returning. I'm like, okay, shit, I want to go watch the return Chris
Yeah.
Statlander match. You know, now it's just like it's very selective, unless it's like Raw. Because like Monday, I'm always home and shit. So I'm like, all right, well, fuck, 7 o'clock, I'm home. Fuck, might as well watch it until it pisses me off. You know, SmackDown, I'm never home on fucking Friday, so it's just like whatever, highlights.
Yeah.
You know,
Stupid night to put that show on. Like,
you know,
I don't get it.
NXT, I could be watching NXT, but you know, we're doing this. You know.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, let's move on to that because that was the last question. Let's move on to our vintage pick of the week. And speaking of vintage pick of the week, since we were talking about Vince Russo and his pole matches, last week we mentioned, or I mentioned on the Sports Solicitor Week, the Junkyard Invitational from, I believe it was Bash at the Beach 2000 or 99. I don't know, one of those two. And Shelby and Nick said they didn't recall seeing it. So I was like, you know, I'm sure somebody has that on YouTube. Let me get it so they can see it. Nobody had it. So, but in looking it up, I found something and I was just like, you know, I never seen this match. So let me watch it, you know, and it was from the last WCW Saturday night before they moved it to a Saturday morning recap show. And it was Brian Knobbs defending the Hardcore Championship against Norman Smiley, Dog, if y'all remember that gimmick, Rick Fuller, Brian Abernon, I believe that's how you say his name, and some other job guy that I can't remember his name. It was a 6-person hardcore title on a pole match on the last ever WCW Saturday night before they moved it to Saturday morning. And I was pleasantly surprised by this match. I had a lot of fun watching this match. It's like only like 6-7 minutes. But I'm a big Brian Knobbs mark. Same with Norman Smiley. But I had a lot of fun watching this match. So that's why I was like, oh shit, I gotta mention this on here tonight. I actually wrote it down so I wouldn't forget.
It sounds really bizarre, but it sounds like actually like quite enjoyable.
Yeah, I know. It's like once I saw it in the listing, I was just like, I've never seen this. And then once it says Saturday night, and it was actually like the week before they did the WCW reboot with Bischoff and Russo.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so I was just like, okay. I was like, and like once I saw the job guys, like Abernon or however his name is, and once Rick Fuller walked out, I was like, oh great, yeah, I've picked a winner here. You know, but then Norman Smiley came out. You know, I was like, okay, well Norman Smiley's always good. You know, but it was a fun little 7 or 8 minutes, however long it was. I had fun watching it. I'd say at least watch it and check it out. Somebody.
All right, so my vintage pick of the week. I'm not sure what the event was. I think it was just like a random like Superstars or maybe like a Saturday night. From 1991. It's The Undertaker versus The Ultimate Warrior in a body bag.
Nice.
It's a very curious match to watch.
Wasn't that just on the house shows?
No, there is the match itself is on YouTube. It was also included on the Tombstone, the Undertaker's Deadliest Matches, rather. Yeah.
I could have swore that was just on the house shows, but okay, hey, I'm wrong.
So mine is going to be the British Bulldogs versus the Dream Team from Saturday night's main event in 1986 before they won the titles at WrestleMania. Great match. I believe, if I remember correctly, because I watched this match a couple days ago, but watching Backlash has kind of got my memory a little foggy. I think the finish came when Greg Valentine and Dynamite Kid were running the ropes, and they collided with each other, and Greg Valentine fell on top of Dynamite Kid, only covering him with his legs for the win. And it was like a 2-commercial match. It was a great match for Saturday night's main event.
Should have known you were gonna pick some like 80s.
Yeah, I'm back
Usually,
to the 80s.
usually I start with that joke, but last 2 times you're like, nope, not this time. So I was like, all right, I'll let him go this time. And then what do you know? You did it.
Yep, pretty much.
All
Pretty
right,
much.
so the vintage picks of the week there. We all went pretty vintage. I think. Wait a minute, what was Nick's again? Oh yeah, from Superstar.
91.
Yeah,
My bad.
mine was the latest at about 99, 2000. So there's the bell. So we know what that means. That means it is the end of the three-way dance this week. So join us next week here. If you guys have liked what you heard, leave some questions in the comments for next time. Read the screen, because I put a little note on the screen now saying leave some questions on there. Getting tired of having to leave a little 1-minute video on like Sunday saying, hey, leave some questions. Gets a
Those
little
are funny though.
not really.
I don't know. Well, my sense of
But that'd be great if you leave some questions down below, and keep on listening, because if the listens or views, I guess in this case, go up, then maybe old penny bags here, Shubs, will put some money into the show, and we'll get on Apple again and start really putting some money into this. And then one day it'll be Cornet's Drive-Thru, Rumor Innuendo, three-way dance. You know.
Hey, you can't forget Girl and JR. Or My World.
And someone will mention us on their podcast.
Exactly.
That's the dream right there.
That's the dream.
Cornette giving a shit or something. They call me Uncle Corny for some reason. To you 3 idiots over at the three-way
It's
dance.
3 fucking idiots calling me Uncle Corny. I don't know these motherfuckers.
I'm
These
not
motherfuckers
your
are not
uncle.
even smart enough to work at a goddamn Dairy Queen, motherfucker.
Something like that.
But they were doing the fucking beaver imitations, and they're okay in my book. Dumb fuckers. All right, so until next time, guys, for Shubs and Nick, I am the ArtistVersion1, and remember, be breezy.